Welcome to DucBloke Tuning. Please like and subscribe and leave comments in the comment section. Welcome to DucBloke Tuning and Finding the Sweet Spot. Today's video, again, is a break from the norm of reviewing IEMs, and I'm going to show you how I create FLAC files from vinyl. And the reason I'm going to walk you through this, one, is because it's educational, but two, is because I got a brand new album, El Dorado by Electric Light Orchestra. I already had this. This is a digital remaster record, and I want to show you what that means. This came inside the record sleeve. You can see the normal process for creating a record, the traditional three-step plating process. They're doing a plating process where they create the positive, then they have a negative, the stamper, and then they go straight to vinyl. This is, in theory, a way to make the record sound even better. It's a 45. There's two records. They're both 45 RPM instead of 33. They are brand new, so there's no dirt, no dust, no nothing on them. So we're starting from scratch. And the first step is I go into my Discogs account. When I click on this, Electric Light Orchestra, this album, up here in this corner, there's an R number. This R number tells the software, when I copy it, what the tracks are, how long the tracks are, and the version of the album that I'm about to record, because I use something called Vinyl Studio. So let's open up Vinyl Studio and I'll show you what that means. I've already gone into Vinyl Studio and loaded the tracks. So you can see up here I've got Electric Light Orchestra, El Dorado 2023 version, and I'm going to start recording side one. There's actually 4 sides to this because there's two albums, and there's a side 1 and a side 2 on each album, so that makes 4. The way that I record, I use a 1981 turntable. This is my favorite turntable. It's the QL Y77F. They only released this in Japan. It's automatic turntable, but it has incredibly low noise. It's a very accurate turntable. And from here, I go into something called a Waxwing. The Waxwing is made by Parks Audio. And what the Waxwing does, and I'm going to put up a screenshot of this, it has an app where you can actually change all of the settings, and you can get rid of clicks and pops that are on the record, although this shouldn't have any. But you can change a whole bunch of other parameters while you're listening for the output. So it does an analog to digital conversion. Instead of a DAC, which is a digital to analog conversion, we're now going to do an analog to digital conversion. We're going in with our RCAs. This is the analog connection at the back of the Waxwing. This is what they call a preamp. And then from the preamp, we're going out with a coax cable. The coax cable is a digital connection that goes through to my FIO K19 desktop DAC. I then use an optical connection out from here into my Sound Blaster X5. And this is a pass-through device that's then taking that digital signal into the computer to record it. So this is how I'm creating a digital FLAC file at the highest resolution. So I'm going from analog, again on the turntable, through to the Waxwing, converting it to digital, going through to the DAC with that digital signal, and then through a sound card that is a pass-through into my computer. The resolution that I've actually got this set at, I've set this at FLAC format, just here. There's my FLAC format. And my FLAC options set this at 96 kilohertz, 24-bit, and I've got it set at the least amount of compression, so 0. And that gives me the largest file, so there's no compression. I'm going to get the best possible recording I can. With that, what I do is I go over here to record, and then I lower the needle. We are now recording this album being played for the very first time, ultra low loss pressing of ELO's El Dorado. Now that we've finished recording all 4 sides of the double album, we're going to go up here to split tracks. And this is where you can see on any given side, so there's 4 sides to this. So we're going to go to side 1, and you can see where the songs begin and end. And we're going to scroll through, and if need be, listen. But we're going to see where the breaks need to be in the tracks. So you can see the dotted line just here. This is sort of assessing where the tracks need to be. El Dorado is recorded as a story, an album where there's no distinct end to the track. It actually bleeds through to the next song. It's kind of hard to find exactly where those breaks are, but with the software you can listen. You can zoom in on it. So let's show you how you zoom. You can zoom in on the exact breaks just here. Any gaps or any noise that's on those breaks, you can get rid of it, make the recording as it should be. Now I've gone in and added all of the different track breaks for each song, and the reason I know that they're in the right places is because and there's the title of the song. Title changes as I scroll through. I've actually looked at this on the album on my DAP, where it shows the time for each song, so that I can count the timing out to make sure that I hit the right spots. Normally with an album, there's a break between tracks, but because this is recorded as a story from beginning to end, you can't really tell where some of the tracks begin and end. I'll give you an example of that. So right here at Poor Boy, when Laredo Tornado transitions into Poor Boy, it's actually a very difficult transition to pick out. It's just here. But because of the timing marker, we can figure that out to separate the track. Now that I've cut out all the the static at the beginning of the albums and the static at the end and the transitions between flipping the albums over, I can now save the track. So now what's going to do? I hit save, and it's going to go off and create my FLAC files, and there it goes. And it doesn't take long. It's showing me all the length of each song, the titles for each song, and it's saving it into a FLAC folder. And this is the final output. All of the songs, there's 10 tracks in total. Here's the size of each one of these tracks. They're recorded at 96 kilohertz 24-bit with 0 compression. They're quite large files, much larger than MP3s, but of course there's a lot more detail there. This is the software that comes with the Waxwing. It's an application that either runs on Android or on Apple. Automatically connects up. You can see I've got number 609 Waxwing. This is the preamp that I'm using to convert as an ADC, an analog to digital converter, to then put that into the computer through my DAC. You can see all of the different settings you can do. Adjust the volume from here. You can adjust the gain that's on the cartridge depending on which cartridge you're using. You can add a bit of EQ, so you can add warmth, you can add air, treble, bass boost. You can select the frequency range that you want to record, whether you're recording in stereo or mono. Some albums are mono. It'll actually grade each album as well. You can see the final grade for this remastered version of the album is an A+. I would expect nothing less, considering the cost of this and the fact that it's brand new. Then there's the magic function. Magic function, what Shannon's done here, and Shannon owns Parks Audio, he's created an algorithm that looks for clicks and pops. There's dust on the surface, it will cancel those out on the recording. And then you have different effects. You've got derumble. You can actually add PEQ here, but of course my point of creating the FLAC files and then listening to them with IEMs and Power Amp is to tune each IEM. I don't use it in this function. I take care of that in Power Amp. And then you've got the load for that particular cartridge, whether it's a 47 ohm or a 200 ohm, balance, phase, output, what type of EQ, so that we're playing a phono here. It can actually do it for a CD player as well. You can actually do some testing and adjust levels and so forth. So it has a lot of flexibility in what it's capable of doing. It's quite a powerful tool. I hope you've enjoyed this video where I've showed you how I convert my album collection into FLAC files. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Any of you who have commented on my previous videos know that I do respond quickly. As we progress through this project and build more and more PEQ settings for IEMs, I hope you will like and subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And with that, DucBloke out. Thank you for visiting DucBloke Tuning and finding the sweet spot. Your comments are very much appreciated. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. Again, thank you so much for supporting the project.